Well, I hope you're doing well. Again, I hope you continue to pray for Pastor Kevin and Donna, certainly Chris and Rachel and their families. You can imagine how troubling this time is. You'll be hearing this a week after it's been recorded. Hopefully by then we've seen some vast improvement, if not. But either way, please continue to pray. I want you to just take a moment. We're going to ask the question tonight. It came from something I heard. I do a lot of listening, and then I have a little notepad. I write things down and then come back. It had to do with the issue of why is it so hard to be good? We'll also be dealing with this in the book of James this weekend, and I thought it's fitting. It's a good question, something that we should ponder. Why is it so hard to be good? And we know that God is good. We've talked about this in Psalm 34 and verse 18, taste and see that the Lord is good. Moses, when he asked God to show him, not his glory, he said, your goodness in Exodus 33:19. Or actually, God said, I'll let my goodness come before you. So his goodness has to do with all of his character traits. We've studied, and we'll study again tonight, in Micah chapter 6 and verse 8. The Lord has told you what is good, to love justice, or actually to do justice, meaning treat everybody the same way. Don't do for one what you wouldn't do for another in terms of the way that you treat them in life. Doesn't mean that you can do everything for everybody. There are people in our life that are very uniquely attached to our life, our family, our loved ones, close friends. I get it. But when you deal with people, do to another, in Matthew 7:12, the way that you would want them to do to you. That's just fair. That's do justice. Do justice. And that means that justice has to come from a higher source than just what this world tells us justice is. We have a lot of people today just dogging people, just treating them like they're less than human if they don't agree with them. That to even act as if, for example, if someone disagrees with your opinion, that person is somehow on a lesser rung of humanity is just bizarre, absolutely contrary to everything we know to be in the scriptures. So, do justice. I love the next one, and actually I think this is the centerpiece. I don't think that you can do either unless you have this. It says love mercy. And what we know is that God is a merciful God, and it's because of his mercies in Lamentations 3 and verse 22 and again in verse 25 that we're not consumed, that his compassion fails not. They're new every morning. This is our God. Psalm 136, every verse starts out, his mercy, his loving kindness. The word means his commitment to mercy lasts forever. It's forever. God is a merciful God. He puts up with us. Actually, in his description of his goodness, in Exodus 34 and verse 6 and 7, one of the aspects of it is he's slow to anger. Do you know what that means? He's long-suffering. He puts up with you and me in light of all of our faults. We're so apt to consider the faults of another, but how do you think God sees us? It's an interesting thought. To be a person who loves mercy, fall in love with mercy. It's the thing that has brought about your salvation, that God loved us and was merciful to us and continues to be so. And even after a person's saved, God is still merciful to us, greatly merciful, to even have fellowship with us in light of our thoughts and actions at times. I think if we're honest, we all know this. And then lastly, to walk humbly. And actually in the Hebrew, it's very interesting, especially Septuagint translation actually talks about the fact that a person is to walk with God, be prepared to walk with God. Now think about that. There's different translations for this word. It's only used twice in the Hebrew. It's translated humbly, but it says modestly in the Tanakh. But it's interesting because when they translated this in the Septuagint Greek version 300 years before the time of Christ, they said, prepare yourself to walk with God, that we should prepare ourselves, meaning that our hearts should be ready to walk with God, not against him, or not on our own, hoping he catches up to our opinions and attitudes. Can I honestly say that, God, you're in charge? Wherever you lead me, I'm going to go. Whatever you do, I'm going to accept. Your plans towards me, they're your plans, not mine. My plans are at best finite and temporal and self-indulgent, but God, I know your thoughts towards me far beyond anything I could ever imagine, that you have only good in mind, that the end result of everything is that I have this incredible relationship with you. Lord, teach me to walk with you, not against you, not ahead of you, to walk with you. It's almost like you're going, have you ever been on a museum tour and you have a guide and they go through? I remember going to the museum we were in Russia, St. Petersburg, and there's this incredible museum there, and there are, these paintings, Monet's, Da Vinci's, and you're just in awe. And you actually could reach out and touch them and probably get shot doing it, but it's just awesome. And you have these tour guides that go through and they kind of tell you a little bit of history, where this came from, what was the interpretation of the painting. What if God just simply wanted to do the same for us, and we're too busy charting our own course to let him walk us through life and talk to us about it as we go? Tell us, oh, this, they meant this for evil, but I use this for good. And let me show you how I work this situation out for you. What an incredible privilege we have to have the Spirit of God living in us. Literally. Oh, you have pain right now? I want you to understand how pain, as we've talked about in James 1:2, can have its perfect work. Like it can mature you. Like I can be with you here. Let me explain this. Let me go through this trial with you. Don't block me out. Let me go with you. God we walk with him. And I think, truthfully, the centerpiece of loving mercy is what ties both of these together. If I love mercy, I'm going to be merciful to others, because if you get it, you got to give it. If you understand you got it, you got to give it. It's just a total contradiction to not be respectful of what has been given to you freely. And then secondly, if you get it, you want to be with the person that gave it to you. That's the person you want to hang out with. Till next time, friends. God bless you.